You've spent months, maybe years, reacting to pings, to trends, to other people's opinions about who you should be and what you should care about. And somewhere in all that noise, you forgot to ask the one question that actually matters: what are you building? You're not a ghost anymore. But you're not a leader either. You're a passenger. And there's a difference between being present in your own life and being dragged through it by an algorithm designed to keep you scrolling until you die. Monk mode isn't a challenge. It isn't a trend or a hack or something you do for clout. It is a temporary, intentional withdrawal from the world, so that when you return with a sword. Not a reaction. Not a hot take. A body of work. A version of yourself you actually recognize. The world is leaking your life out through 1,000 small holes. Monk mode is how you stop the leak. The isolation of genius. Here's what nobody tells you about modern life: it is not designed for your flourishing. It is designed for your attention. And your attention is worth money, to platforms, to advertisers, to every product that needs eyeballs to survive. The architecture of your phone, your feed, your inbox, all of it, is engineered to keep you in a state of low-level anxiety. Not crippling anxiety. Just enough to keep you checking, scrolling, refreshing. Anxious people spend. Anxious people click. Anxious people are easy to sell to. Monk mode is a middle finger to that system. It is the recognition that the best version of you, your clearest thinking, your strongest body, your deepest work, is currently buried under a landslide of notifications, opinions, and reactive content you didn't ask for and won't remember. Newton developed calculus during a plague lockdown. Darwin spent years in deliberate isolation before publishing. Every serious architect of anything real eventually had to go quiet first. We are not adding anything today. We are not upgrading your productivity stack or optimizing your morning routine. We are subtracting, ruthlessly, deliberately, until what's left is only the truth. The work. You. The 3 non-negotiables: digital sobriety, no social media. Period. Your phone is a tool, not a portal. Pick it up when there's a nail. Put it down when there isn't. If your job requires posting, use a scheduler. You cue the content, you never touch the feed. 82 adults were text messaged 5 times daily for 2 weeks. Each ping asked how they felt, how much they'd used Facebook, and how much they'd interacted with people face-to-face. Passive scrolling, reading without engaging, consistently predicted worse emotional outcomes at the next check-in, even after controlling for baseline mood, loneliness, and life satisfaction. Every scroll session conditions your brain to expect rapid novelty, short bursts of stimulation followed by a dopamine drop. That cycle makes sustained attention feel genuinely aversive. You're not lazy. You've been trained. Digital sobriety is detraining. But there is a couple things you can do to gain back the control. Delete every social app from your phone. Access only via laptop, once daily at a fixed window. 6 p.m. for 15 minutes works well for most people. The laptop browser introduces enough friction that impulsive checking becomes a conscious choice rather than a reflex. Schedule a single weekly review window for email newsletters, long reads, and content you've saved. Batch consumption into one 30-minute slot instead of grazing throughout the day. This preserves the informational value of the internet while eliminating its ambient pull. Replace the first 30 minutes of the day, before you check anything, with a single analog task. Journal 1 page. Read a physical book. Review your context card. The goal is to arrive at your desk having already produced something before the reactive mode kicks in. Whoever controls your morning controls your day. Physical temple. 30 minutes of intentional movement. 0 processed sugar. Not about aesthetics, about cognitive output. The monk treats his body as the vessel for the mission. You don't run a high-performance engine on bad fuel with a cracked block. Aerobic exercise triggers a measurable spike in brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that promotes neuron growth and strengthens synaptic connections, particularly in the prefrontal cortex. This is the region governing working memory, sustained attention, planning, and impulse control. The cognitive enhancement window opens within minutes of exercise and sustains for 2 to 4 hours post-session. Even a single 20-minute moderate-intensity bout produces the effect. Schedule movement immediately before your deep work block, not after, not at lunch. The BDNF window is the biological window for your hardest cognitive work. You are not grinding through focus. You are surfing a wave you just created. What practical application you should use? Move immediately before your deep work block, within 30 minutes of sitting down. Any modality works: a 30-minute run, a weighted circuit, a brisk walk with incline. Intensity matters more than type. The BDNF response scales with effort. A casual stroll produces a smaller effect than a session that elevates heart rate. Eliminate processed sugar entirely during monk mode, especially in the pre-work window. A sugary breakfast or energy drink produces a blood glucose spike followed by a 60 to 90-minute crash, timed perfectly to land in the middle of your focus block. Replace with slow-release whole foods, oats, eggs, nuts, plain Greek yogurt, fruit. Pack your gym kit the night before and place it by the door or on top of your phone. Decision cost on waking should be zero. The environmental cue, kit visible, in the way, removes the "do I feel like it" negotiation entirely. You see it, you move. This is Gallwitzer's implementation intention principle applied physically. Deep work. 2 hours. Uninterrupted. No lyrics, no quick emails, no 5-minute check-ins. Just you and the hardest task on your list, the one that, if done, makes everything else easier or irrelevant. This is where the ghost becomes the architect. Researchers shadowed 36 office workers for 3 days, recording every interruption and measuring how long it took them to fully return to the original task. The average recovery time after a single interruption was 23 minutes and 15 seconds. Workers were interrupted, on average, every 11 minutes, meaning most never reached deep cognitive engagement during a standard workday. Crucially, interrupted work was completed at a faster pace but with significantly higher stress, frustration, and error rates. Most people's productive days are entirely composed of recovery time between interruptions. They never actually work, they cycle through the warm-up phase over and over. 2 hours of genuine isolation produces more output than 8 hours of interrupted availability. That is not a motivational claim. It is arithmetic. If you want to reach the deep work mode, do these things. Write your single most important task on an index card the night before. Start the session with that card face up in front of you, nothing else on it. The "what should I work on" decision, made in the morning while your resistance is highest, bleeds 10 to 20 minutes of startup time. The card eliminates it. You sit down, you read the card, you begin. No negotiation. Use brown noise, classical instrumental, or complete silence. Never lyrics during a verbal task. The brain's language processing system, Broca's area, activates in response to lyrics, directly competing with reading, writing, and analytical thinking. Instrumental music at low volume can mask environmental distraction without engaging the language center. Silence is always safe. When you hit resistance mid-session, write "I am stuck on X because Y" on paper and keep going. The impulse to check your phone during a deep work session is almost always triggered by cognitive difficulty, not genuine boredom. Naming the friction on paper externalizes it, converting an emotional impulse to escape into a legible problem to solve. It takes 20 seconds and frequently dissolves the block entirely. Most people fail monk mode not because they lack desire. They fail because they rely on willpower. And willpower is a battery. It starts the day fully charged and dies by noon, depleted by every small decision, every temptation resisted, every moment of friction navigated. Roy Baumeister's foundational ego depletion research showed that self-control failures increase roughly 3 times by end of day compared to morning. The solution is not more willpower. The solution is architecture. Design the environment so the right choice is also the path of least resistance. 30 days from now, the world will still be there. The trending topics will have changed. The drama will have cycled. The news will be old. Someone will have said something outrageous on the internet and the internet will have forgotten about it already. But you will be the only thing that actually changed. Not because monk mode is magic. Because silence is where the real work happens. Because the version of you buried under the noise, the one with the idea worth pursuing, the body worth building, the mind worth sharpening, was never gone. It was just waiting for you to stop feeding the machine long enough to hear it again. You know what the best time to start was? 6 months ago. You know what the second best time is? Right now. It's time to go dark. See you on the other side. If you have made it this far, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more stories like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.